welcome into Hold My Banner. And if you love this show, you will love Foxborough Rush right here on Nesson as well. Check it out. This week, we talked to 3-time Super Bowl champion James White. Of course, we talked about his former teammate, Gerard Mayo, being fired as a coach. Was it fair or unfair? Hear from James White on that. And is Mike Vrabel the answer? You'll be interested to hear what James White said about that as well. We talk about what to do with the number 4 pick overall in the draft. All that and more on Foxborough Rush. It's available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else you get your podcast. All right, here we go. Hold my banner. Just hold it. Welcome into the program. Travis Thomas here. Always happy to be with you, my co-host, as I always say. And you know, you and I, we're not rolling alone, are we? No. We have the esteemed producer, man, myth, legend, walking, talking, triple-double, Ante Campbell. And the crowd goes wild.
What's up, Tootsies? How you doing today, bro? I can just laugh when I hear you with that intro every time, bro. It's hilarious. It gets more and more theatrical every single time, and it's hilarious.
It's because I'm immature. What happened was, let me tell you what happened.
Wow.
I told you this. You know this about me, but the audience may not know. I don't read many comments on social media posts or whatevs, right? Yep. And I read one time, Ante, I read a comment, and someone said, Ante's intros are great. And I said, well, if you encourage me, I'm just going to go harder. So that's why every time I try and give you a little more.
Yeah, that's fair. Our last time that we introed the show, we did a little dance, a little shout out to Jello Ball, and this song Tweaker. Yep. And you asked for a poll. And so I went out there and I made a poll for you, and we actually have the results of the poll right here for you.
All right, here we go. So this was Jello against AB, right?
Yes, against Antonio Brown. And as you can see, the people have spoken. We've had close to 100, a little bit over 100 people reach out and respond to this poll.
Come on,
92% for Jello's Tweaker over the 8% to AB's Put That Ish On.
How do you feel about this, Tay? I mean, you voted Jello. I voted AB.
Well, you said Jello had the better song.
He has a better song, but I think AB in this. Look, it's too late now. He got washed. I would go vote for AB right now just to try to help these numbers. He deserves more than this. But I mean, did you think it would be a wash?
No, I don't think. I expected Jello to win by a lot. But not by this much, you know what I'm saying? I thought that AB would put up a fight. Maybe it is the recency bias that you kept talking about, the prisoner of the moment.
Yes.
But bro, it is what it is.
Well, listen, man. On a more serious note, we always talk on this show. The audience knows you rep, as you should, LA all the time. Mm-hmm. You're from LA. You're from Inglewood. And we know everything going on right now back home for you. Yep. I just want to ask about your family, about your friends. Is everyone back home safe right now? And, of course, our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone dealing with these L.A. fires.
Yeah, man. Family is good. Friends are good. I have a couple of friends that have lost homes and things like that of that nature. And just, their childhood memories, places that they used to go to shop at, to get escape life, where they've had good times, bad times. All of that is gone, and it's a little sad that some of that might not ever be the same. Some of those memories that we created in those areas won't ever be the same, and it is a little sad, and my heart goes out to those people, and I'll be back in LA at some point here shortly to check in on them and make sure everybody is doing good. But yeah, man, everyone's safe, which is the most important thing.
Yes.
Money is here or there, it comes and goes, items come and go, and losing your home is not a small loss at all.
Right.
I'm not saying that, but when you have these moments, your health and when you have your health, you realize that that's the most important thing. So shout out to the Los Angeles, shout out to those firefighters for working long hours and putting their lives on the line to save other people's lives, and appreciate everybody who's working hard to get this fire put out, man.
Man, I walked in the room last night, and my wife was sitting there watching news coverage of this, and so I walk in the room, and I noticed she had been crying. And, we talk about it on the show all the time. She's a UCLA Bruin. She lived in LA for a decade plus. So she's connected to a lot of people there. And what you just said, a lot of memories, a lot of places she used to go and frequent with her friends, and all that stuff's gone now. And I think just an emotion hit her. So that's just someone who was there for a period in time.
Right.
I can't imagine people who have been there forever and are dealing with this stuff. So again, thoughts and prayers from Ante, who's a homeboy for y'all, and me, who I feel like an honorary LA member at this point with all the people I know that are family to me who are from there and who still live there. So thoughts and prayers from Hold My Banner here. So Tay, hey, look, we're thinking of them out there, but we also have to get the business at hand and talk about all this NBA stuff. So I'll bring you in later in the program. I want to start with the Celtics and the Nuggets first, because that was a huge game. And look, I'll be honest, I was impressed with the Nuggets, because those of you who've watched the show from the beginning, first of all, thank you. Secondly, if you're new to the show, welcome. But you all know I had already said that I feel like this Nuggets team could make the finals. I thought Celtics Nuggets would be the finals this season. It still could be, obviously, but that was my prediction. And you saw there in the tweet, I mean, Jayson Tatum did his thing. Typical Celtics win in every way. First, Tatum, 29 points, his usual, in my opinion, MVP-looking self. More on that later in the show. Kristaps Porzingis, not to be overstated here, this was definitively his best game of the season. 25 points, 11 boards. He was a monster on the defensive end as well. But here are the eye-popping numbers and why I say this was a typical Celtics win. This is what they do against top teams. Competitive. It was back and forth, bucket for bucket, 10 lead changes, 8 ties in this game. So it was back and forth the whole time. But here's the key number I want to give you. The Celtics finished the game on a 15-0 run, and they put away the Nuggets. That was the difference. I was still impressed with the Nuggets because, hey, they're actually playing defense. They look physical. And look, in that game, they didn't have Jokic. So you can't just gloss over that either. With Jokic, who knows, could have been a different game. But I was impressed with a jokerless Nuggets team who's finally starting to play better defense as of late. That's why I say my prediction in the preseason was these two teams in the finals. I could be wrong. It feels like I'm going to be wrong from a Nuggets perspective, but it's not too late. And if they're starting to buy in on the defensive end, there's a chance for it to happen. Now, C's back home tonight against the Kings. Let me give the Kings some props. I'm always going to give the opponent some respect here. Look, 5-game win streak for the Kings. I'm going to tell you the teams. They're impressive, okay? But I will say, don't let the win streak fool you. First, you beat the Mavericks. We know that's a team that was in the finals last season. Then you beat the 76ers. Laugh if you want, but if you look at the standings right now, the 76ers have done a good job of climbing back out of obscurity, quite frankly. They're right now in the play-in range for the playoffs. That's all you can ask with the season that they've had and the mess they have with Joel Embiid. The Grizzlies, currently 3rd seed out west, so you have to show them respect. They beat Golden State, who, say what you want, in a down year for Golden State, no question about it. Beating Steph Curry is never easy, and they did it. And then they beat the Heat, who we know they have a Jimmy Butler problem, but we all still probably feel like this will be a lower seed in the Eastern Conference playoffs. So it's still a playoff team. So I say all that, backhanded compliment style, to say, good on you, Kings. 5-game win streak, but I think it doesn't matter. I think there are levels to this. Even though you beat some really good teams during that win streak, you're still, as a franchise, a mess. Think about this. You fire your head coach. You're sub 500. All the talk surrounding your best player, who we love on this show, we talked about him a ton of times, De'Aaron Fox, all the talk surrounding him is about where he'll end up leaving Sacramento when his contract is up in a year. So I just think because there are different levels, even though they're 5-game win streak, and I just listed the teams, Mavericks, Sixers, Grizzlies, Golden State Heat, decent teams. None of those teams are on the Celtics level, okay? I'll take the Celtics. I'll give you a score. I'll take the Celtics tonight by 10 points. Competitive game, but Kings just don't have enough. I'll go 120, 110 C's. All right, let's talk about the Thunder and the Cavs in Cleveland the other night. Now, this game looked every part of the number one seed out west in the Thunder, and right now, currently, the number one seed out east in the Cavs. What a phenomenal game. It lived up to the hype, and the Cavs pull it out. You see the final score here, 129 to 122. And this is the key in this game, the bigs. That was the difference for the Cavs. That's how they won the game. Both Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen combined for 46 points and 21 rebounds. That's all you need to know. They did everything they wanted to do in the paint. There was nothing the Thunder could do about it. The Thunder were scoring at a high clip. I was impressed with them too, more in a minute. But, I think that's the difference here with the Cavs and really everyone else around the league, including the Celtics. There are teams with the size to match up with Cleveland, including the Celtics. The Celtics have the size to do it. The difference is the Cavs bigs, Mobley, Allen, they are more athletic collectively than anyone else's bigs in this league. That's the difference. That's where Cleveland really has an advantage. In that game, you didn't even get contributions from a Donovan Mitchell, from a Darius Garland that you're used to. The bigs locked in, got the game done, and closed it for Cleveland. That specifically, Donovan Mitchell's great. Garland's great. These guys they have that can put the ball in the hole, great. But the real advantage that they have, and what makes them truly dangerous, what makes them true contenders, are how athletic these bigs are. And if they can take over games, or if you get in a 7-game series and you can't do anything to neutralize those bigs, you may be in trouble. So even though it was a loss, I was still so impressed with the Thunder. I just talked to you in the last banner about how I was impressed with the Thunder beating the Celtics. I walked away with their, franchise record win streak coming to an end. I walked away from that game in a loss, still impressed with the Thunder. I already told you I knew what to expect from the Cavs. I didn't think Donovan Mitchell or Darius Garland wouldn't carry the way, but I wasn't shocked to see Mobley and Allen do their thing. I just told you that's why they're dangerous. But with the Thunder, Chet Holmgren was out. He's their most athletic, dynamic big. He didn't even play in the game. Alex Caruso, their best defender, it should be noted, didn't play in the game. And they still damn near won it. The more I watch them, I am so impressed with the Thunder. And clearly, and I'll give props to Ante because that's his prediction to be in the finals. I'm starting to think he's going to be right with the Thunder. But I will tell you this, both the Thunder and the Cavs are real contenders to push the Celtics. If you told me either one of them beat the C's, I wouldn't be shocked. I'd be disappointed because I want to celebrate Banner 19 like you do, but I wouldn't be shocked at all. I wouldn't be surprised at all. If you told me either one of these teams pushed the C's to Game 7 and lost to the Celtics, I would say that sounds about right because I think that's where I'm at here. I don't know if the Cavs can push the Celtics to 7 or not. Again, wouldn't be surprised if they do. I'm starting to feel like the Thunder at full health can certainly push the Celtics to 7, but I will tell you this. Either way, give me both teams. Either team, doesn't matter. I will bet on the Celtics to win a Game 7 if it presents itself because, as we talked about on the last show, championship pedigree, you can't quantify that. They got that monkey off their back. There's no pressure now. Oh, you can't win a big game. Whose team is it, Tatum or Brown? All that's crap. It doesn't even matter. You now have the ring. You now have the title. So that, I think, will be the difference once we get to the postseason. Cleveland can't say that. OKC can't say that. The Celtics can. In fact, I think Jayson Tatum right now is being undervalued for MVP of this league. And I know, I can hear you, Travis. He's not going to win it. Let it go. I'm not going to let it go, even though he's not going to win it. In fact, Vegas is never wrong. I was looking at these odds because, as you all know, it always comes back to gambling for me. SGA is the favorite, minus 150. Jokic, plus 130. Giannis, 22-1. Jayson Tatum, 40-1? 40-1? For Jayson Tatum? Are you kidding? That's crazy talk. That is pure disrespect. Now, again, respect to Vegas. They're never wrong. SGA will likely win it. After the Thunder beat the Celtics, I came on here and said, SGA looks like an MVP to me. It's not just that he's scoring 31, 32 points per game. That's important. That gets the highlights. That gets everyone talking. But it's what he does on the defensive end. I told you that. And he looks like a leader. And I stand by all that. And he'll likely win the award as long as he stays healthy. We get it. But damn, 40-1? Really? For the best player on the best team? Yes, I love Jaylen Brown. But he's been unavailable. He's been banged up lately. Tatum's doing this every night. The stats are there. He's available out of all the stars on his team nightly. He's a leader. He's a champion. I mean, what am I missing here? I just don't understand how Jayson Tatum's not at least getting a little more love for this award. I thought he should have got more love for it last season. And this season, I would argue he's been even better, all things considered. But it's not going to happen. And the good thing for us, and the good thing for Jayson Tatum, and the best thing for the Celtics is that none of these guys give a damn about individual awards. I think they care about it, but it doesn't drive them. You know what they care about? Titles. And with all these tough teams in this league, we just talked about two, in the Cavs and the Thunder, if this Celtics team can get another ring this season, it just adds to their legacy collectively. The team, which is what it should be about anyways. So good on them and great for us because in theory, we should get Banner 19 loading, and I believe that we will. All right, hey, I know you love Hold My Banner, but you must check out Foxborough Rush on Nesson as well. Patriot legend James White joined the show to discuss whether the Gerard Mayo firing was unfair or not. You'll want to hear his answer there. He also told us, is Mike Vrabel the answer? And just who should the Pats take at number 4 overall in the draft? Should be number 1, but that's another topic for another day. Foxborough Rush can be found on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else you get your podcast. All right, let's bring him in. Ante Campbell, who I always see taking notes during my opening rant. The floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah, I don't have too much to say. I think that this Nuggets team, like you said, to start off with them, them showing up and playing defensively well through 3 quarters, really, because in the 4th quarter, that's when the Celtics really started to take off in this game and make it theirs. Without Jokic is a good sign. That's one. The Kings, 2, hey, great job. Congratulations. 5 games.
Yeah.
You're getting smacked by the champs.
Yes, kudos. Hey, did you like my score? I said 120-110. You with me?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
They're going to get smoked,
I think it's going to be 15. I wouldn't say 10 points. I'm going to go 15.
All right.
Well, that's semantics. Who cares? Okay.
Yeah, we're same page.
Same page. Thunder Cavs, wow.
Wow.
just wow. And I always come on here and say, Travis, I told you. And I was right. It is what it is. But wow. It was just absolute cinema. I mean, Ty Jerome giving us minutes in the 4th quarter that were amazing. If you would have told me that Ty Jerome was going to show up in the 4th quarter and Donovan Mitchell wasn't, I would have told you were crazy.
Bro.
Shout out, not that no hate to Donovan Mitchell, great player. You know what I mean? They wouldn't be in those positions.
They didn't need
without him. You know what I mean? They wouldn't be winning 32-4.
Right.
You know what I mean? After that game, without him. So shout out to him. Shout out to their team. That was absolute cinema. I can't wait to watch it again on Thursday next week.
Yep.
So that's going to be great. What I do want to say really quickly about the Tatum thing, and we're going to talk more about Tatum, obviously, is you can't devalue what JB is bring. I know you weren't devaluing him, but he only he only missed 4 more games than Tatum. I mean, Tatum played 34 games and JB played 30. So it's like
those 4 make a difference, though, Tay, because in those 4, Tatum's continuing to dominate. Quite frankly,
you're right. You're right. I'm just saying that we can't really look at that too.
It's not like he's missed half the season.
Right.
I didn't want to make it. Did I make it sound like that?
No,
I wasn't
I just want
to
make sure that because we get people who get a little sensitive in the comments. You know what I'm saying?
Jaylen Brown's only missed 4 of those games.
I want to just make sure that they know that you appreciate JB for what he's doing. All right. Switching over from JB to BJ, Brandon Jennings.
Oh, Brandon Jennings.
You know what I mean? He had his comments about Tatum saying that he's the softest superstar in Celtics history.
I saw this. This is nonsense.
And Tatum had the nerve to clap back for once.
Oh,
finally.
Finally.
He puts out an Instagram post with a bunch of great pictures of him getting buckets, a bunch of great outfits, of great shots like this one that we're showing on the screen right now.
Yeah.
And he comments, quote, softest superstar in Celtics history. Now, look, I have to tell y'all, this doesn't do justice to what the post actually was. It was really a no to that SpongeBob meme where every letter is either uppercase or lowercase and it switches back and forth. And basically he's like, you're dumb, Brandon Jennings, for calling me the softest superstar in Celtics history. And then I know you're not the biggest fan of his trainer, Drew Hanlon.
I'm not.
Drew Hanlon came to his rescue saying, these comments, how is he soft? He did this in this instance, this and that instance.
Just
it doesn't really matter. Brandon Jennings comes back and says, since you're his trainer, make sure he gets MVP this year.
What?
I heard you wrote a book called Stop the BS. I'm going to write part 2 if he don't get it.
Bro, we got former NBA player / current NBA player trainer / current NBA superstar beef.
Right.
What is going on here with this triangle?
It's all crazy. And then, of course, Brandon Jennings went on to Tatum's post and then also posted it on this story saying, hey, I'm going to be in Boston in May, I think, and in June. You better get all 3. Speaking of NBA MVP,
Finals,
Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and Finals MVP is the 3 that he's saying that he wants Tatum to get.
Brandon Jennings, I liked you as a player. You weren't no damn superstar. Who are you to tell Celtics superstar and Celtics? Who are you?
Oh, man.
You don't agree, do you? Come on.
Do I agree? No, I would never call Tatum
up with this guy?
I think, you know what it is? I think it's it goes back a little bit to that light skin, dark skin battle that always goes on. I think Brandon Jennings is sitting there feeling a little like, this light skin guy is soft.
He's pretty.
Because, he doesn't go out in the media and clap back and all this other stuff. And Tatum said, all right, okay. You want me to clap back? You want this energy? I got you, bro. This is what I'm about to show you. And he's been getting them tags for clapping in the ref's face and stuff like that. But I think Tatum's starting to show us that he's a little ticked off. I remember last year when we first started this podcast, you had always been on Tatum about, show us a little bit of the TikTok, ticked offness.
I think at times he is soft.
He's showing this, though, now, Travis.
He is.
He's ticked off. He's tired of all these media outlets and tired of all these other NBA players.
Don't forget the Olympics.
Former NBA players, and everybody's just throwing shots at him for no reason. The man's living his life. He's got his girl. He's got his kids.
Coach.
You know what I mean? He's got his great coach. He's got great teammates.
No, I meant Coach the brand.
Oh, Coach the brand. Excuse me. Yeah.
You remember when he was walking down the streets of the UK, bloke?
Spritz. Yes.
In the pea coat.
Yes, but he's got all of these great things going on for him, and people don't like it. People love to hate to see you win. People hate to see you win, and he's just been winning.
Gosh.
And everybody wants him to be mad that JB won the Finals MVP, but he's not mad because that's his bro, and he's happy for him. They won. Yeah. What more can you ask for him? He's gonna win Finals MVP this year when they win. I can tell you that right now. When they win this NBA championship, he's gonna win Finals MVP. This is the energy shifting moment when Jaylen Brown tweeted out the other year saying the energy's about to shift.
Right.
And then it did.
It did.
This is the moment for 2025. Softest superstar in Celtics history. What does that even mean, bro?
It's a dumb thing. And Brandon Jennings, I disagree with him, although I have been very critical. Thank you for bringing that up because I would like to own that here and be very clear. I have said for years that Jayson Tatum is not as assertive as you would want him to be, particularly in crunch time in certain games. And a lot of games that you watch, even during the regular season, Jayson Tatum settles for threes when you can literally visually see a lane. And I have been known to scream all kinds of obscenities, even with my kids in the room, drive to the bleepity bleep lane, but generally he'll hit the three, right? So you're like, oh, okay, all right. But so I have been critical of Tatum in terms of not being assertive enough. And at times I have used this term soft. But what Brandon Jennings is doing, you're not giving examples like I just did. You're not giving us context. You're just saying he's the softest superstar in Celtics history. It's like, bro, what? What are you talking about?
I want to argue he's the toughest superstar in Celtics history. And I'm going to tell you why, Travis. Because no other superstar in Celtics history has had to deal with the social media scrutiny that this man, Jayson Tatum, has had to deal with on a game-to-game-to-game basis. And what does he do? What does he give us? He gives us 30. He gives us 10 rebounds. He gives us 6 dimes. I mean, what more can you ask for from this dude? He's won a championship for a team that hasn't won one since 2008. I mean, this dude has done nothing but be a great light for this Celtics team, a great leader for this Celtics team, a great leader to his child, a great leader off the court, on the court. It's getting to a point where we have to stop doing all of this, like, oh, hating on greatness and hating on Tatum and hating. Like, this dude is a special player. What did Gilbert Arenas do when we're talking about Gil Arenas podcast? What did he do when adversity hit? Brandon Jennings, what did you do when adversity hit?
That's a fact.
You guys went the other way and started doing all this other stuff off the court.
That's a fact.
Don't forget about that.
That's a fact.
Your brand name is Tough Crowd for a reason, because people love to hate you because you were doing all these antics off the court and not buying in to winning or buying into a system. It was all about you. So that's what you really don't like. He's bought into his team.
Yeah.
A superstar who's bought into his team and learned how to win. Brandon Jennings, you were supposed to be the Messiah. And you weren't.
Gilbert Arenas too.
You were supposed to be the Messiah. And you weren't. Tatum is leading his team, and he's doing a great job at it. And that's why I think with all the great superstars that Celtics history has had, none of them had to deal with the issues that Tatum has had to deal with off the court with the media. He is the toughest superstar in Celtics history.
I disagree with you in terms of that declaration, but I agree with you with what Tatum has had to overcome. I think if we're talking all the time in Celtics, I mean, top of mind here.
Yeah, Bird, obviously,
Bill Russell because of societal issues on top of playing with what he had to deal with, rest his soul. I would also say Larry Bird was tougher than a $2 steak, but I get with where you're coming from with Tatum. Here's the thing I will give Tatum credit for, in addition to what you said that you left out. You know, if you're not tough, you're not playing defense.
No.
Okay? How many superstars in this game, past and present, have we seen that just refuse to play defense? I'm not even going to call out names just to make this about Tatum, but I tell you one damn thing, he plays it.
Yeah.
Okay? And he plays it well. And he makes winning plays, championship plays in winning time and championship moments. And I think I agree with you. He definitely deserves more credit than that. But
no disrespect to Bill. No disrespect to Bill and when he went through.
But I will say this, and I said it to start the show. The great thing about not just Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday, you name it, this team, they don't care. Like, you know, it obviously bothers them. They're humans.
Right.
But they don't care about individual awards. They don't care about individual anything. Just give me them rings, baby.
That's it.
And I believe, and I think you do too, that they're going to get another one here shortly. Want to hear all about the Boston sports, not just the Celtics, but all the teams? Check out Nesson's daily sports podcast. Boston has entered the chat. You can enter the conversation by emailing us, thechat@nesson.com. Boston has entered the chat is available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else podcasts are found. All right, Tay, what else we got, baby? Let's keep it going.
You know what it's time for.
What?
It's time for Wicked
or Kick It.
Yes, sir. All right. First up, we got a little Canada love because we gave a lot of Canada love on last episode. RJ Barrett. How do you feel about this fit from the Canada King?
By the way, I don't know why I went Price is Right on you there for the themes. We might need a theme song for Wicked or Kick It, so I don't create my own.
Facts, but yeah, terrible. Shout out to League Fits and shot by BX Fredo for this photo. Shout out to them.
Look, before I get into this RJ Barrett fit, and he's a dookie, so you can imagine I'm probably going to be mean. Can you reach out to Tay, League Fits, someone there, and just have them come on the show? You know why? We have featured them so many times, Ante. Yeah. And we shout them out every time. Yeah. But, like, I feel like there needs to be a relationship there. Maybe we just clip this off and send it to them. All right. League Fits, let me be the first to let you know. Ante and I show you love all the time. And we would love whatever, whoever you want to represent your brand, come on the show. There it is right there. It's a beautiful looking logo. Yep. Come on the program. Talk to us. All right, Greg, beautiful camera work there. Now let's look at this outfit.
All right.
Now, I'm not going to hold you. I don't love it. However, I'm giving them Wicked. Okay. You know why?
Why?
Greg, take this full. It is brick here in New England.
It is. It is.
It is brick all over the country.
Yes, it is.
For those of you watching who may not be hip to the hip talk, what does brick mean, Travis? It means cold as hell outside. I can't feel none of my extremities.
Man.
So because of that, RJ Barrett has this chinchilla right here, or whatever it is. Chinchilla. This moose, elk, mink, whatever he got going. Look how you can barely see his face. Greg, can you get a shot of that face? You can barely see his face. You know why? It's brick. You see that sign behind him right there that says New York? That's where he is. Brick. It is cold. So because of that alone, and Greg, if you can go full, he has some Timbs on. Oh, yeah, it's cold. My man got the chinchilla and Timbos.
He got the butters on.
In New York.
The butters.
Oh, it's brick, bro.
Yeah, I like this fit. I like this fit, too. This one is definitely wicked. I thought you were going to break into the Weeknd song right there. Like, can't feel my face when I'm with you. But I love it.
Come on.
But I love it. And I love this. I love this fit. I can't lie. You said everything about it. Yeah. I like the blue denim that he has on the bottom. I like that it's a little stylish. Has a couple of patches. I don't know.
I don't like the patches.
I like the patches.
You're a patch guy. I don't like the patches.
You know, we're throwing back to the patches. You know, the fits are going backwards. They recycle every time. Facts. You know, and with Jello throwing it back to the early 2000s. These jeans kind of early 2000s. So I'm rocking with it too. The chinchilla hoodie, like you said, or whatever it is, is dope. And he matched the butters with it. Kept it real simple with the bag. There's nothing to not like about this. RJ Barrett, shout out to you. You're also hooping right now. You're hooping right now.
Facts.
And so you're proving those New York people wrong, which we also love here in Boston. So shout out to you. This one is wicked. I'm gonna give it like I'm gonna go at 7.8. I'm gonna give it a 7.8. Okay. 7.8 out of 10. All right. Next, we got another one from League Fits and the Trailblazers. This one is from DeAndre Ayton.
DeAndre Ayton?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Arizona Wildcat, man.
All right, so look, I'm going to keep it real. At first glance, Greg, if you could take this full. At first glance, I didn't really like it, okay? But, honestly, right now, with the Beyonce effect, with the Cowboy Carter, and then we got Shabuzi.
What's that Shabuzi? Yeah, what's the Shabuzi song you like?
Everybody in the bar get tipsy.
Man, that's what he sound like.
Everybody in the bar getting tipsy. I'm gonna pour me up a double shot of whiskey. Like, because we got that going, hey, I'm not gonna hold you. Black country music is winning right now. Yeah. Now, DeAndre Ayton can't sing a lick.
How do you know?
I know he can't. Can't play no guitar neither.
Okay.
But because black country music is such a vibe right now, that's what this brother did right here. I respect it. Yeah. I'm going Wicked.
Look, I would like to go Wicked on this one too, but I can't. And it's just because I don't like 1 foot in, 1 foot out kind of guys.
Man. Don't do this.
No, I can't, bro.
Bro.
And I played against DeAndre Ayton growing up, and I like this dude. I think he's a good guy and a good NBA player. But, bro, like, DA, bro. You got to go all in. You did the boots and the pants.
So
and
you want like the cowboy
buckle.
hat?
Just do the Bruce Brown and put the cowboy hat on.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I need the cowboy hat for the culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you
you're
in
right.
the South. You're in New Orleans for this fit. You know what I mean?
right.
Taking on the Pelicans. I just need the full South vibes with it. All right, just put the hat on, and I'm gonna give it a wicket. Otherwise, I'm going to go kick it on this one, but I'm going to give it a high kick it. This one's like a 6.9. You just missed the mark. You just missed the mark.
All right.
Respect. And last, we got to talk about a guy whose team is swirling.
Who's that,
so
D-Book?
hopefully his fit isn't swirling. This is Devin Booker.
All right.
Shout out to League Fits for this photo as well. What do you think of this one, Travis Thomas?
Is he from L.A., Tay?
Nah, he's from Michigan. He's from Grand Rapids.
He's from Michigan?
Yeah, Grand Rapids.
Okay, Greg, if we could take this full. Listen, D-Book is from Michigan, no doubt.
Yeah.
But he is repping L.A. right here.
Yes, he is.
I'm going to let Tay handle this because I'm just speaking from the movies I watched and from the very few people that I do know out there. I already told you, heart goes out to them. But this is very L.A. like this whole fit. The look from the shades to the flannel to the black jeans with the chucks. This looks very, get in the car, Cup. Hey, Cup, get in the car. Like, this is very L.A., so I'm going Wicked here, even though he's from Michigan. He's repping L.A. We're all with L.A. right now, so I'm going Wicked.
Yeah, you know what this looks like? It looks like, you know how on the Kendrick Lamar album on GNX, AZ Chike comes in and then Kendrick's like, stuff gets spooky every day in October. Even jumped out on smoke. You know what I'm saying?
I like how you made the radio.
Of course, you know what I'm saying? This is a family-friendly podcast. Yeah, it's very, just very, very LA of him, very lowrider. You know, it's very GTA San Andreas of
Facts.
Of Booker here, and with the LA stuff going on and the LA love, of course, being from LA, I gotta say Wicked on this one. Like, I do
LA,
like the
right?
fit though,
Yeah.
but it ain't just the LA love. Like, I do like this fit, and it's probably because of the LA in me. I
Yeah,
like
it
the Chuck
looks it.
Taylors.
Yes.
I like the black pants. I like the flannel that he's got with the hoodie and the Detroit hat because he's got to rep Michigan, of course.
Facts.
Not the LA hat, but with the shades, he's looking very LA. I love this fit from Devin Booker. I'm gonna give this an 8.8.
Yeah, I'm with you. By the way, you didn't grade my L.A. Hey, get in the car, Cup. Hey, Cup, get in the car.
Man, I'm not dealing
What
with
you
it.
think?
I'm not dealing with
What do
you.
you think? Was that Wicked or...
Move on, dog. Move on, dog.
You know I got love for y'all.
Oh, man.
The Red Sox offseason is heating up, and the rumors are starting to swirl. We know you have a lot of questions about the Sox future, so we asked players, coaches, executives, and alum those same questions on Nesson's baseball podcast, 310 to Left. You can find it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else you get your podcast. All right, so I walk in this morning. Tay and I are prepping for the show, and he says, hey, man, who would you – he says so matter-of-factly. This is how he does me. He goes, hey, man, who would you have starting in the All-Star game? Because the votes are coming out, and I believe today they released the updated, where the votes stand.
Yeah.
And I said, man, I would have to sit down and think about it. Then off the top of my head, because I'm a hoops nerd, I just rattled off in the East, I'd probably go Melo Ball, Donovan Mitchell, Giannis, Tatum, and Kat. In the West, I'd probably go Steph, SGA, Durant, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. Even if he doesn't get voted in, there's no way in hell I'm not putting Wemby in my starting lineup.
We know that.
And then obviously you got to put Jokic.
Okay.
So I kind of gave that off the top of my head. I will acknowledge I snubbed LeBron. I snubbed Luka. I snubbed Jalen Brunson. I snubbed a lot of guys. So that was just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I know you have some thoughts on who you would start as well, and I know we have updated votes. So
Yes.
set the table
So
here.
actually, we're gonna end up making an all-star ballot together. But first,
good.
I want to tell you why this came up in my head because I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw this from Darius Garland. He says, "I'm trying to be as humble as possible, but yeah, I should be an all-star. Yes, there should be 4 of us on this team." that are all-stars. Now, while Travis Thomas and I are not looking at every single guy who should make the all-star ballot just yet.
We're just talking starters.
We're just talking starters right now. I actually have a little view that we're going to do. We're going to actually do our ballot right now.
Okay,
it's
good. Yeah, I'm with
screen.
All right. Because we got to try to agree on this.
So
by the way, Darius Garland wasn't wrong. He's not going to be a starter, obviously.
Yeah.
But he should be. I think the Cavs and Thunder should have a big representation in this All-Star game in terms of roster.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. But, we'll see. All right, so let's start off with the West. We'll get into the East for a second. Right. I already kind of heard. We're going to start off with the front court, okay? So it doesn't have to be different positions. It can be the same position. If you want 3 centers right now, you can take 3 centers. It doesn't matter. Basketball's positionless at this point, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So, all right, Travis. So I know we're both putting Jokic in. We can already scratch that off the list.
Yes.
Okay, great.
We agree.
We can add him. Now, this is where it's going to start to get tough. I think we see LeBron up here. We see AD up here. We see Victor Wembanyama. We see Kevin Durant. You told me that you already got KD in there, right?
I have KD over LeBron.
Okay, so
but I'm willing to have a conversation.
And you have Wemby. So we have
Wemby.
I don't think – I love Anthony Davis. I love what he's done, but I'm not willing to put him in over LeBron. Right?
Not as a starter.
Is that fair to say?
Not as a starter.
Not as a starter. So we can scratch him off the list. So this is really, we need to pick 2 of these guys, KD, Victor, or LeBron.
Right. Yes.
We need to pick 2 out of those 3.
That's right.
So
I'm going Durant and Wemby, but I'm okay with leaving Durant.
Yeah.
Swapping Durant for LeBron as far as starters, especially since. But listen, both of them are at the end of their rope. I was going to say, especially since we feel like LeBron's on his way out, but so is Kevin Durant.
Yeah, this is tough. I can't lie. I think I do want to give the nod to Wemby as a starter and KD as a starter. I just think, it's tough to not put Bron in there.
I know.
But, I mean, at this point in his career.
The team. He's on the team.
I think we're going to go Wemby and KD.
Okay, so we agree. All right, so our front court's set.
Yes.
We agree, and we're going to agree on these, okay? We just have to talk each other into it if we have to.
Yes.
Jokic, Wemby, and Durant is our front court.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to tell you, it's a miracle in my mind that we agreed on this.
Okay.
But I'm glad we did because the guards are the easiest part in the West. It's Steph and SGA.
Yeah.
Like, I hate that Luka is not involved in this.
Yeah.
But there's no way in hell I'm not having Steph and I'm not having SGA as my guards. It's just impossible. Luka's got to come off the bench.
I was with you on the Steph train when they were leading the West, but they've been kind of trash lately. You know what I'm saying? Not him, but he's not really getting them over the hump. You know what I'm saying? I think Luka he's being Luka. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's being Luka, and if we're ready to change the guard with LeBron, I think we should be ready to change the guard a little bit with Steph. I personally want to say Luka.
Okay, put Luka in.
Okay.
And we'll have Steph and LeBron on the bench ticked off.
And they'll come in, and it'll be a great moment. They'll check into the game together.
Come in together.
And it'll be a lot of fun.
They're not going to be happy, though. They're going to feel a type of way.
If they end up on the same team. Because obviously you and George talked about the new All-Star format, which I never got the opportunity to talk about. So
technically, you and I disagree. I want Steph over Luka, and I'm a Luka guy, but not enough to argue it.
All right,
I understand Luka getting in, so we'll go Luka.
Let's look at the Eastern Conference front court now. I think we both have Giannis in there already. Tatum, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have Giannis, Tatum, and Karl Anthony Towns at center.
We're looking for the third guy. Yeah, Cat. I
Embiid's
respect
not playing,
I respect Cat.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to talk about your boy Paolo a little bit. What about Paolo?
I mean, he missed too much time, Tay. He's going to make the All-Star team. He's not a starter. And I love the guy.
Yeah.
He's not starting.
You're probably right. But, this isn't what we think should happen. This is what we want to see,
Well, these are votes.
Yeah.
We want
votes. Okay. All right. I'll give you Cat. You gave me Luka. I'll give you Cat.
Well, who are you going to take? Embiid? Hell no.
No. I was going to take. Shoot. We should be talking about that dude right there, JB. Right there.
I'm fine with JB. Again, being an all-star, but if we're talking starters, I don't think you can put Jaylen Brown over Tatum.
Yeah.
I would go Giannis, Tatum, and Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
And it's not like I want Karl Anthony Towns as my center, But what the hell am I supposed to do? Embiid hasn't played enough games per usual. I'll go Cat, Tatum, and Giannis for the front court. It looks like you agree if you're locking them in.
That's already locked in. That's fair. All right, let's talk guards now.
Okay, this is tough.
I heard you.
Yeah, this is tough.
And you're going to be mad at me.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
You are going to be mad at me.
I'm not, because this was really hard to come up with.
Okay, so talk to me. Talk to me who your two are again.
So I went Melo Ball, and I actually went Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
Now, looking at these names here with Maxey and Brunson and Dame, you can make a case for all these dudes. I went Donovan Mitchell and Trae Young as well, I see there. I went Donovan Mitchell just because, as I said to start the segment, when we looked at Darius Garland's comments, I think the Cavs and the Thunder should have a lot of representation here on All-Star Weekend. So I can't, for the best team right now, seed-wise in the East, Donovan Mitchell's the best player on the Cavs consistently.
Yeah.
I can't not have him certainly on the team, but I think because of Cleveland's success right now, I think that will propel him into the starting lineup. And then Melo, I mean, if you've watched him play, is all you need to know. And he is a fan favorite. Ante has called me an old head before for not realizing how damn much of a fan favorite he is.
Yeah.
That's why I have Melo. But I can be talked into someone else. For both, to be honest.
I personally want to do Cade over LaMelo.
Okay.
I think that what he's done with the Pistons team is more than what obviously LaMelo has done with that Hornets team. Obviously, that Pistons team is a little further along with the assets surrounding their point guard, right?
Yep.
But I will say that Cade has been doing this for years. He just wasn't healthy. Now he's finally healthy and playing great basketball, and this Pistons team is winning, and they're on a 5-game win streak as we're recording this, and they're doing great things, undefeated in January as we're recording this as well. I think we need to give some respect to that. Now, is it tough? It's tough for me to say him over Jaylen Brown and Trae Young.
Sure.
But this is my vote.
It is.
This is my vote. And I think that Trae Young and Jalen Brunson do have great guys surrounding them, whereas Cade Cunningham is just a cut above everybody else on his team. So a lot of his team success is due to him, and so I just want to give him the nod.
All right, throw him in there. Who would be your other guard then?
I told you, Donovan Mitchell. I didn't tell
so
you
agree with me with Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell's in.
So you're just going Cade over LaMelo. And by the way, all those other guys are also – Tyrese Maxey's been carrying the 76ers all year. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that they're like some top seed in the East, but just the way they started, Ante.
Yes.
And now that they're in play-in-ville, as I call it, striking distance of the postseason, is a testament to Tyrese Maxey.
Yes.
Not to Paul George.
Yes.
Not to Embiid. Yes. Okay, so he's another one. Obviously, Trae Young's having a great year. Jalen Brunson's always awesome. But, I hear you with Cade Cunningham. I'm a huge fan of his. I've been waiting patiently for Cade Cunningham, brother, please just be healthy. And he's finally doing it. Knock on wood, it stays that way, right?
Yep.
And now we're seeing really what he can do. But I am excited for the All-Star game.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, bro. Like, I can't wait for it. I do want to show off really quickly the new updated rankings that the NBA put out for everybody.
Oh, so these are the votes now currently?
Yeah, so that's that's our team right there. And then here's the votes that came in recently. All right. If we can take those full.
This is riveting stuff you guys are doing with these graphics. This is beautiful work from our Ness and crew here.
If we can take it full for a second. We got Jokic, KD, and LeBron actually leading, with Wemby just slowly trailing. We have SGA and Steph up there at the top, with Luka slowly trailing. And then for the front on the Eastern Conference side, we have Giannis, Jayson Tatum, and Cat, like you said, with Paolo, slowly trailing. And then for the guards, LaMelo first in guard votes.
He's popular.
Donovan Mitchell is second, and then Damian Lillard is third.
Yeah,
my guy Cade Cunningham is all the way down at 7, not getting a lot of love. So
fair enough.
Shout out to them.
Well, like you said, this was our vote.
Yeah, this is our vote, and this is what we're rolling with. You know,
I love it. Beautiful graphics there. Nice job to you and Greg, our director, as always. All right, let's go League Pass games to watch. I'm sure you're going to yell at me for the one I pick, because I'm pretty sure it's a primetime game. Give me yours first.
Oh, all right. Well, with everything going on, and we had a cancellation or a postponement of an NBA game with the Lakers and the Hornets. That is, not happening, at least right now. It will be postponed until later in the season. So if possible, if, things do swing in the way of LA and these fires start to calm down and these NBA teams have an opportunity to play games in Los Angeles, you have a Saturday 2-pack. Now, I know the NFL controls Saturday because they have the playoffs, but this is at 10:30 after the NFL.
Smart.
You have an opportunity to watch Spurs at Lakers if it does happen. Wemby versus LeBron. I mean, two guys that we just talked about who are going to be up against each other in all-star votes. This is a good opportunity for Wemby or LeBron to really take their crown and take the chance.
Yes.
And then obviously Clippers at Hornets. LaMelo, #1 vote getter, but this is really going back to his Clippers audition, because earlier in the year we talked to you guys about there was a lot of talk about him possibly being a future Clipper. This will be the opportunity for him to show off what he has in LA, even though they know what he's got. I'm sure his family will be in attendance once this game is played. And ultimately, I just want to say, stay safe, LA.
Absolutely. And we'll close the show together on that, Tay, because I think that's well said. I'm going to go Thunder at the Knicks in Madison Square Garden tonight. I don't want to mess around and compete with the NFL playoffs at all, to Tay's point. Even though those games are later, like you said, I just don't even want to get near it. Give me the game tonight. Thunder at Knicks at MSG. Listen, we just watched the Thunder against the champs in the Celtics. Then we watched the Thunder against the #1 seed in the East in the Cavs. They beat the C's. They damn near beat the Cavs. Now they go into MSG against a very good #3 seed in the East right now, Knicks team. It's another prime time matchup. It's another heavyweight fight where they get to stand toe-to-toe in the center of the ring against a real contender. I want to see it, Tay. I want to see it.
Yeah, which is why they put it on NBA TV, which makes it a non-league pass game. But I'm going to let you slide
today. At least
today.
I prefaced
I'm going to let you slide today.
This time I said, I know this is a primetime game, but I can't take my eyes off.
I'm going to let you slide.
All right, so let's end it here, man. I mean, you're from L.A. We started the show with this. We gave props to Devin Booker, who's not even from L.A., just with an L.A. look in the middle of the show. And I want to end the show showing love to your hometown, man. Thoughts and prayers here from us at Hold My Banner for everything going on back home. And Tay, I just wanted to end the show today with giving you an opportunity to do the same thing as well, to sign us off and to send us out of here, just showing some love back home and sending it their way for these people to be safe.
Yeah, man. Just a lot of love again to Los Angeles. For our viewers that are not from Los Angeles, please reach out to your friends that are in Los Angeles and check on them and be there for them and be a shoulder to lean on. It's a tough situation. Losing these things and losing, some people, what was it, 100,000 that you told me, Travis?
Had to evacuate.
You had to evacuate their homes. A lot of people, the size that is burning is large. The amount of acres that are burning is larger than the acres of Manhattan. I mean, it is insane what those people are having to go through back home for me. And I just hope that everybody gets through it happy and healthy, and we can move forward from this, and that these fires are eventually put out. Once again, shout out to those firefighters for putting their life on the line and working tirelessly every day, hours and hours and hours on end. And shout out to everyone who is going through that. We love you, we respect you, and we are praying for you.
May the show say amen. For LA's own Ante Campbell and Travis Thomas, we here at Hold My Banner, thank you for rolling with us. Till next time when we ask you to hold it again. Peace.
See ya.